Most of us navigate the day as if we are on autopilot. A minor insult or a casual compliment dictates our mood, making our internal state entirely dependent on external triggers. Consider a common commute. A child runs into the street, a car slams on its brakes, and the motorcycle behind it has to swerve. While no one is hurt, the motorcyclist loses his composure. He gets off his bike and strikes the driver with a brick. Tragically, the driver doesn't survive the encounter. The motorcyclist didn't wake up intending to end a life, but he allowed a 5-second spike of unfiltered anger to dictate his actions, and it resulted in a 20-year prison sentence. To prevent these automatic responses, you can use a 3-step mental framework. It's a method used by professional negotiators to regain logic when the body is screaming for a reaction. Mastering the moment between that initial trigger and your response is what protects your future from a 5-second emotional surge that you can never take back. The first step is recognizing your biology. When someone yells at you, your brain doesn't distinguish between a verbal insult and a physical threat. It releases the same survival chemicals it would if you were staring down a wild lion. Your heart rate climbs, your hands begin to shake. These are automatic biological reflexes designed to prepare you to fight or flee, narrowing your vision until the conflict is all you can see. This is a chemical glitch. To keep your composure, you have to separate your identity from this temporary bodily reaction. Instead of telling yourself, "I am angry," try observing the sensation objectively. My body just released an anger chemical. You are shifting your role from the participant to the observer. Treating the emotional spike as a piece of incoming data creates a psychological buffer between the insult and your response. When you define anger as a temporary system notification, you stop yourself from fully inhabiting the emotion, preventing it from commanding your actions. Once you recognize the glitch, you must immediately enter the 4-second void. The rules are absolute. You freeze, you do not move your hands, and you do not speak. No matter what provocation you face, you offer zero verbal response for a specific window of time. This is difficult because your biology is demanding action. Every nerve is pushing you to strike back or walk away to end the discomfort of the situation. Enduring that silence is like keeping a reactive animal in a cage. You are choosing to sit with the discomfort rather than letting it dictate your movements. In the heat of a conflict, 4 seconds of total silence feels much longer. It feels like this. If you master this baseline pause, you can extend that void to 10 or 15 seconds, giving your logical mind time to re-engage. This physical stillness acts as a primary defense. By refusing to react immediately, you deprive the chemical spike of the outward expression it needs to stay fueled. The void has a potential failure point. If you use that silence to dwell on the insult, the anger will only intensify. To prevent this, you use the cognitive bypass. You must forcefully hijack your brain's processing power during those silent seconds. You do this by making your mind solve mundane, logistical problems that have nothing to do with the conflict. While someone is yelling, focus on mapping out a transit route home. Identify every turn, every bus number, and every stop you need to take. You can calculate the exact travel time or visualize a grocery list. Decide exactly which items you need to buy and what they will cost. Computing these cold logistics requires significant mental energy. This effort actively draws resources away from the emotional centers of the brain. As you focus on math and navigation, the physical intensity of the conflict begins to fade. The external pressure loses its power to demand an immediate answer. Redirecting your mental energy this way breaks the momentum of the trigger, allowing the initial spike to subside before you say something you'll regret. This is the survival sequence. Recognize the chemical glitch, enforce the 4-second void, and execute the cognitive bypass. This shift in perspective transforms how you handle pressure. You move through chaotic moments with a deliberate pace, unaffected by the surrounding noise. This mastery helps you avoid sending toxic messages, prevents you from skipping goals because of a bad mood, and saves your closest relationships from being damaged by a few seconds of lost temper. The next time you feel your blood start to boil, try it. Freeze, count to 4, and map out your way home. True agency is found in the gap between the trigger and your response.